Hello and welcome to BOI Weekly. I'm Kayode Alayande. There's never been a better season for the Bank of Industry than the year 2016, leading up to the first quarter of 2017. This is because the bank's financial performance improved astronomically, posting an impressive income of 33.9 billion naira and a profit before tax, which increased by 44% to 17 billion naira from 11.9 billion naira in 2015. The reason for this ahead of the pack performance is not far-fetched at all. The bank prides itself in adhering to best industry practice through exceptional customer service delivery, robust enterprise risk management, efficient technology deployment, and a committed workforce. Earlier in the month, the BOI held its annual general meeting. We'll bring you highlights of the AGM. Also on the show, just this week, the Bank of Industry signed a memorandum of understanding with the Borno state government on a 2 billion naira intervention fund. This intervention is expected to lubricate economic activities there after terrorist attacks in the region. Stay close for all the details.
57th Annual General Meeting.
It's the 2017 Annual General Meeting of the Bank of Industry, held on May the 11th, 3 months ahead of the timeline.
Also in emerging economies, from high inflation.
This is a reflection of the bank's bias and adherence to the best governance practice, which resulted in its impressive performance from last year. The Bank of Industry's executive management, led by the acting MD CEO Waheed Olagunju, representative of the Honorable Minister, Industry, Trade and Investment, independent auditors and shareholders are all here.
I'd like to invite the members.
After the arrival and exchange of pleasantries, the quorum is formed and the program gets underway with a notice of the meeting by the company secretary, Mr. Sadat.
We held at the Transport Hilton Hotel Abuja on Thursday, May 11, 2017 at 11 a.m. precisely transferred the following businesses. Ordinary business to receive special business, appointments of director, to fix the nomination of the directors, dated 11 day of May 2007 at order of the board.
Delivering a statement on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Okechukwu Enilama, who doubles as the chairman of the occasion, Mr. Olufemi Edun highlights some of the Bank of Industry's achievements in the outgoing year.
In the year under review, the bank disbursed 65.9 billion naira to 737 micro, small, medium, and large enterprises, which helped to create over 500,000 direct and indirect jobs. The bank also implemented several capacity building initiatives and intervention programs as a socially responsible, development-oriented organization. It is highly commendable that while several corporate institutions in the country experienced a downgrade in their credit ratings in the year, the Bank of Industry got a reaffirmation of its AA+ national credit rating, accompanied by a stable outlook by Fitch Ratings, a world-class credit rating agency. Moody's, another international rating agency, also assigned Pt.1 NG1 rating, the second highest of three national scale rating categories to the bank. Agusto, the foremost Nigerian rating agency, similarly upgraded the bank's domestic rating of A+ to AA- in 2016. This is a testament to the strong corporate governance and enterprise risk management practices that the bank has integrated into its operations. As the foremost development finance institution in Nigeria, with a strong commitment to social responsibility, the Bank of Industry has continued to provide strong support for the developmental initiatives of the federal government and its agencies. Worthy of note is the fact that the bank has been pushing boundaries with regards to consolidating its strategic partnership with state governments and other institutions in terms of its matching, managed, and legacy fund initiatives, which provide direct lending and advisory support to address specific needs of key segments and sectors of the economy. Apart from developing youth-centric products such as the Youth Entrepreneurship Support Program, ESP, and the Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund, GEF, that have both provided platforms for our teeming youth population to become successful entrepreneurs. The bank also sponsored, among other initiatives, capacity building programs in tomato processing and gemstone development for over 1,000 youth across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country.
Next, the representative of Akintola Williams Deloitte presents the independent auditor's reports to the shareholders of the bank.
We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide the basis of our opinion. Key audit matters. Key audit matters are those matters in our professional judgment were of most significance in our audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements of the current year. These matters were addressed in the context of our audit of the consolidated and separate financial statement as a whole and informing our opinion thereon. And we do not provide a separate opinion on these matters. The key audit matter below relates to the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements. Key audit matter, loan loss impairment. Loans and advances make a significant portion of total assets of Bank of Industry, with the total assets portfolio of about 518 billion, note 17, representing 76% of the group and bank's total assets. This is considered a key audit matter because it is an area that involves significant estimates and judgment. How the matter was addressed in the audit. Our audit procedures to assess the loan loss impairment included, amongst others, the following. We obtained an understanding of the controls in place by the bank and determined whether these controls have been appropriately designed and implemented. We assessed the loan portfolio of the bank to determine the appropriateness of the impairment at the end of the financial year by performing procedures around the aging of the loan portfolio to determine whether the numbers used in the model is appropriate. Based on our review and the analysis of the bank's process, the methodology and assumptions applied by the bank, we reasonably concluded that the assumptions appear reasonable.
After the event, Acting MD CEO, Bank of Industry, Waheed Olagunju, says the bank is going to ride on the success made so far to do more for Nigerians.
The fact that we're holding our AGM in May speaks volumes regarding the quality of corporate governance in place at the Bank of Industry, which is in keeping or in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards, the Financial Reporting Council Act of Nigeria, the Companies and Allied Matters Act of Nigeria, as well as the Banking and Other Financial Insurance Act of the Central Bank of Nigeria. All our policies and processes are also in line with global best practices that are consistent with all these acts and regulations are cited. There is no way you comply with all this that you will go wrong. So the results we're able to achieve is a strong manifestation of the quality of corporate governance and the risk management framework we have in place at the Bank of Industry. We always assume, whenever we're taking any decision, we always assume the worst case scenario when evaluating risks. And then we mitigate those risks. And then on a fortnightly basis, we keep an eye on our books through our ALCO meetings, that's Assets and Liabilities Committee meetings. And then, of course, on a daily basis, all the decisions we take will ensure that they are in line with global best practices. So it's not surprising at all that the Bank of Industry recorded in 2016 its best performance ever. And we're set to continue to improve because the first quarter of 2017 is already better than the first quarter of 2016. And these are being done in line with the bank's strategic plan that was revised last year and revalidated. We had to revalidate them because of the changes in our environment. And under the plan, we envisage that our risk assets will reach about 1.2 trillion naira by 2019. And we're now embarking on a fund mobilization drive within and outside the country to raise suitable resources that will on-lend to micro, small, medium, and large enterprises across the country. We are hoping that by 2019, at least, MSMEs should account for at least 30% of the Bank of Industry's risk assets. We know that to get there is not only by granting loans. We also need to strengthen our entrepreneurship base in the country. We know that a lot of Nigerians are highly entrepreneurial, but they lack the capacity, they lack the skills. So that's why we're investing a lot of time, resources, and energy on building the capacity of our current and potential entrepreneurs, in collaboration, of course, with our development partners within and outside the country.